South Africa have got two serious human resource deficiency: youth development, women empowerment, or women development. Youth development, it's a serious crisis in South Africa. You look at China, for instance. China, let me make an example with China and this defunct country, North Korea. China, at a primary level, learners or kids are already taught about technology. A graduate from the primary school can assemble machinery or equipment that can be used in a technological field. Children in schools, primary schools, they already know their career path because they assess you according to the IQ level, something that is not practiced here in South Africa. South Africa, its curriculum, educational system is the lowest in the world. Look at our neighbor here, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, a grade 4 people here can compete with grade 2 people from Zim in all aspects: English, intelligence, any aspect that is practiced in schools or in institution of learning. When I talk about Finland or Norway, it's unmatchable. It's 10-0. Our educational system is a disaster. That's why I composed a song. It's called 30%. I say, where in the world have you seen people passing with 30%? They don't train our kids. They don't actually know what they're doing. I was once in a certain school where I went to do a campaign against GBV, drugs and crime. So I was asking grade 11 people, what is it they want to be? They don't know. She doesn't know what she want to be. You can just imagine. I mean, we used to the career guidance. I mean, vocational schools, those colleges that were there during apartheid era. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I knew what I wanted to be when I was still at primary school. Trust me, I wanted to be a medical doctor. But unfortunately, I had a problem when I was busy with my studies, medical studies. But fortunately, I ended up being an academic doctor. So, which is a highlight, is a milestone in my life. They don't train, they don't encourage, learners or youth to be engaged in technology. You can see now artificial intelligence now is a higher peak, and people are frightened, they're afraid. There's a lot of fear about artificial intelligence. They don't understand that artificial intelligence is just to interact with the brain's mindset, the human resource, interacting with the technology. There's no threat about artificial intelligence in as far as work related matters are concerned, like employment, job creation. It's a facilitator. It's just an instrument, equipment that can be used to advance, in production. It speed up, the time spending that you have to use, for certain tasks in work. Artificial intelligence can assist you. It assists you with, getting answers. It's not a threat as such, because you must remember, artificial intelligence, has been here for some couple of years, but still the crisis with employment is not about artificial intelligence. Don't get things wrong. We have been experiencing a high rate of unemployment even before artificial intelligence. The problem is the scarcity of skills that are essential skills. We don't have that. You go to universities. Universities, they are concentrated with foreigners, which come with very scarce skills, technology. I mean, it's a fact. Even when you go to corporate, you'll find a lot of foreign nationals, holding high positions. Where are we? Drugs and criticizing and fighting against foreign nationals. It's not going to work for us. We have to engage our youth in technology. They have to go for artisan. We don't have bowl makers. We don't have electricians. We don't have plumbers. They say those careers, mediocre careers, that's not. There's a lot of money in boiler making. You just go to industry and find out who manufactures all those. Those were manufactured by engineers and boiler makers and mechanical engineers and electrical engineers. Those fields are very important. You get to women empowerment. Our government is just encouraging overpopulation. That's their target, because they want more blacks so that they must get more votes. And one thing which is very, very dangerous, detrimental, and disastrous is our birth rate. It's not controlled. You find a person having 8 kids with different fathers. Because why? He's going to get grants from the government, 370 for each. And what can 370 do in a month's time for one person? Doesn't do any much. I mean, why don't we have a birth rate control like in China, 2 kids, so that we should actually have a focus in the country's developmental structure, plan metrics, and check what is that how can we improve our socio-economic situation or structure in our country to match up with at least developing countries, because it's like we are underdeveloped country. So I came up with an idea that all these unmatriculated females of all graces, age groups, they must be trained to become commercial farmers together with the Department of Agriculture. But nobody has actually sees or show interest in a system, because they don't have vested interest. The people who got power who can assist me, because I have NPO which focuses on doing that. I usually pause that now because there was a moratorium in the Department of Agriculture, but I'm still going to pursue that, because that's my dream. That's the idea of my MPO. My MPO's name is Improve Lives and Enviro Foundation. Improve Lives is about this women empowerment, and Enviro is because I'm an environmentalist and chemical engineer as well. So I've got those expertise on how to combat or how to come up with ideas that could actually assist with environmental conservation. So people, I've got a very serious concern about our perception. We are concentrating, in trivial matters. When something crop up, which is very trivial, we now lose focus and look at that, forgetting about what is it that we're going to eat tomorrow, because we have to put food on the table every day. And then that comes from the income. How much income do we generate living in a country like this? I mean, that's a problem with food security. That's why I came up with an idea, and the level of illiteracy and the level of dependency, women to men, and even in abusive situations that escalate or exacerbate gender-based violence, because these males, they see that these females, they depend on them and they don't have a choice, they don't have alternative. Their voices final, they are, dogmatic and, intransigent about the ideas. They just come up with ideas, and the poor female cannot object or veto, because she is dependent upon those male counterparts. So people, please assist me. I know I'm nobody, but listen to me when I talk. I talk a lot. on social media about let's empower women, let's empower the youth, because it's very pathetic. And one other thing, we don't pray. We have to pray hard for our country. We have to pray hard for our children. Check what is happening. We've got a territorial spirit, bad spirit all over, because these people who are selling drugs, who are doing rituals, churches that are saving the devil, they go about and just throwing all those cases in the streets all over. And our children, because they don't pray, they are vulnerable to such evil spirits, And as a result, they are easily attacked. They are vulnerable. We have to pray hard for our children so that our children should refrain from these nefarious activities like drugs, gangsterism, disrespectfulness, a loss of interest in education, be engaged in all these criminal and various activities. We have to fight. I mean, I understand. You don't understand about this. We are the guardian. What is the purpose of guardian? There's a difference between a parent and a guardian. We are the guardian. The parents of these children is God. We are guardians. And a guardian, we have to guide. If you don't guide your children, I mean, there is nothing that can come up which is good for them. We have to guide them. Some people are scared of their children. They can't tell their children that, no, this is not right. I always hear them on social media, the way they talk to their children. Yeah, they don't listen. This why it's me. She does this. And imagine a girl doing that to the father. I mean, gosh, this is a disaster. I feel so bad, people. I mean, the thing is, you don't understand. There are people who have been gifted, to guide other people, and they are nobodies, and people always will undermine them and say, this one, because they don't know your background, they don't know your lifestyle, how you live, and they just see you, cosmetic, and say, this one is making noise, talking about you must stop with drugs, GBV, crime. Who is he actually to come and tell about that? One day, you will think about what I said to you. At that time, you'll be confined in wheelchair. You'll be in jail. There's a lot that would have happened to you. And you'll say, yeah, there is a man who used to say, this is dangerous. You must refrain from this. So I think you heard me, people. Youth development and women empowerment. This is what we should be focusing on. I mean, Northern Korea, I mentioned about Northern Korea, but I didn't say anything about Northern Korea, although they are doing things that are simplistic and unorthodox. They teach their children to hate other countries like US and all. And that, I mean, I'm talking about the simplicity of, introducing wisdom or wickedness to the youth, because the youth, when you teach them something at the early stage, infancy, it penetrates more in them. That's why we people all age school of thought, we don't forget about the Bible. You know about Adam and Eve. You know about David was a hero. You know that Saul hated David. We know about Hannah prayed for Samuel to be born. We know that Abraham and Sarah, conceived, had children at the late stage. Isaac. His son was Jacob, Jacob's sons were 10. I mean, we know about that. We learned that from primary school. I still remember them even now. So what I'm trying to say is, if we teach our children from infancy, that penetrates much more better than when we teach them at a tertiary level. So let's teach our children manners. Let's teach our children that, what, my son, my daughter, there is the animal called AI, artificial intelligence. There is technology, there is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. Concentrate on that, my child. Think about what is it. Can't you feel there? There are some other fields as well, accountancy, law. Encourage your children. Talk life to your children. Then you'll see they will have life. I can give an example about myself. My mother and my father used to tell me, I grew up in Soweto in Naledi Extension. My father and my mother used to tell me, Mkaba, because they used to call me Mkaba, these people who are staying in Sentin, you see Sentin is going to be occupied by people from outside. One day that's going to happen. You see, Mandela is fighting, ANC is fighting. They're going to win in the end. And that all those places, elite areas, they're going to be occupied by people from outside. Guess now what's happening? A lot of people from who lives in those places, they're from outside, from previously Putatswana, Siskai, Transkei, you name them. And where are Sowetan? But they call us a woman Vela. It's like when you come from Sowetan, you're coming from DC, Washington, or whatever. So people, you heard me. Women empowerment and youth empowerment, very important. Let's look at that. Thank you for listening, Sharp.